Hello everyone. I'm Paul Menig, President of the National Transportation Center Foundation. I'd like to give you an overview of the National Transportation Center and of the foundation that supports it. The foundation is applying for its 501c3 designation with the Internal Revenue Service. We expect to have that designation within the next 60 to 90 days so that all of your donations to the foundation can be written off in your taxes. I've been involved in the transportation industry since at least 1985. I worked at Eaton Corporation, helping them develop software for automated mechanical transmissions, anti-lock brake systems, tire pressure monitoring equipment, and radar-based collision warning systems. I then moved to my largest customer, Freightliner, Daimler Trucks North America, where I was in charge of developing all electrical and electronics systems for vehicles, as well as the brakes and the safety systems. Firsthand, I've had an opportunity to introduce many items to the industry. In 2012, I began consulting, focusing my efforts on future truck and suppliers to the trucking industry. I'm privileged to be serving as the president of the foundation and having a chance to develop skills and support jobs within the transportation industry. When I say the transportation industry, I'm talking about trucks certainly, as is shown there in the top middle section. But we're involved in intermodal transportation, so we have trains. I'm showing a passenger train there instead of a freight train. In the middle is the largest container vessel to have docked at a port in the United States. With the opening of the Panama Canal, which was recently widened, there are ships already in production that will not fit through it, because container ships are getting larger and larger. We transport students through the school buses. We deliver packages through UPS, FedEx, DHL, and other systems. In the lower right, we're even back to using bicycles in order to do package delivery. We have buses in our fleets, and of course we have package delivery being done by plane, and somewhere I'm sure there is a really cool application for a car, such as the one in the upper right-hand corner. But I have to admit, we're not quite going to be talking about all forms of transportation. I will leave elephant transportation and camel transportation to other parts of the world to discuss. I am going to be talking about all sorts of jobs in transportation, though. Regularly in our trade press, you will see information about the need for additional drivers, how Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration requirements and regulations are decreasing the number of available drivers or the number of available hours for them to drive, and we see the issues with the reduction in the availability of diesel service technicians. But our industry employs all kinds of people. Certainly we have the diesel service technicians shown in the upper left and middle upper section. In the lower left, though, we have military logistics personnel being shown. The bottom right, we have warehousing personnel. In the top right, we may not like it, but there are inspectors that are needed in our industry. The middle right shows several different drivers, and in the very middle is what may be some people working in the shipping industry. I hope they're not necessarily longshoremen, but we do need longshoremen and we need others within our industry in order to move freight successfully. So, using a poster from the World War II era, our organization wants you, and we want you for transportation, not for the Army and the other military services. And we're talking about the National Transportation Center in Clayton, Indiana. By you, I don't just mean the fleets and the people who are running freight, but specifically I'm talking about people who can fill jobs within our industry. Thanks to demographics and baby boomers retiring, as well as our industry not being perceived as an enticing industry for jobs, we have the needs for more people to come into our industry. Two key groups of people that can help us are military vets, those being released now or those who have already been released for some time and are looking for other jobs, as well as the next generation in high school. And of course, we're open to anyone who wants to get into our industry. In this picture, I'm showing Air Force in the top left, Navy in the bottom left, Marines in the bottom middle, Army in the middle, Coast Guard in the upper right, and Merchant Marines in the lower left who come into play with the military services during war. I'm also showing a disabled American veteran in the middle there. The top middle is showing 4 high school students doing vocational or career technical education. And on the middle right is a picture of several students who are also doing career technical education. These are the people that we need. Military vets have a tremendous good work ethic and a tremendous amount of training that can be applied in our industry, and they can be used in warehousing and logistics jobs just as well as in driving, piloting aircraft, or doing service jobs in our industry. The campus for the National Transportation Center is going to be located close to 75% of the U.S. population, literally within 1 day's driving distance in the state of Indiana. It's approximately 15 minutes from the airport and approximately 25 minutes from downtown Indianapolis. It's located between State Highway 39 and U.S. Highway 40 and off of Interstate 70 in Clayton, Indiana, which is next to Plainfield. Preston Harrison has been the power behind developing this idea. He was approached by a general some 15 or more months ago asking what could be done for the people leaving the military. Having been a military person himself for 11 years, working mostly in transportation, then having been an owner-operator in our industry for in excess of a decade, and now having been a broker of used trailer equipment and some tractor equipment for in excess of 15 years, he saw an opportunity to help both the military veterans and to help our industry. He's purchased for the National Transportation Center 197 acres. It will consist of a for-profit work center, a Patriots Village, which is sort of a student campus, retail, and an area for meetings and entertainment, and then the campus center. Across the road is a golf course, and north of the golf course is expected to be a residential development of over 300 residences. The picture on the left shows the first architectural drawings that were put together for this center. In the upper left of that picture is a driver academy. In the upper right is the rest of the work center with its buildings, which I'll show you in a moment. The middle section is the campus. The Patriots Village is a small section in the middle there. And for recreation and rehabilitation, there's a track and a rehabilitation center in the lower section of the diagram. This is another picture of the site with it rotated 90 degrees clockwise so that the work center and driver's academy are to your upper right, the student housing dormitories are to the lower left, classrooms are sort of in the middle, Patriots Village in the middle right section, and the welcoming area in the center there. The work center is intended to be a for-profit area where fleets can contract to have work done on their vehicles as needed, with help from students who would have an opportunity then for hands-on training with real-world vehicles in what's going on. For instance, a fleet of 1,000 vehicles may want to change out or upgrade its electronic logging device to comply with the upcoming revised regulations from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. The work center could be employed to do that work, and then students from the training center would have an opportunity to go out and actually work on trucks, learn how to install equipment, learn how to deal with electrical equipment, learn how to do inspections. So the work center will have a couple of inspection stations. It'll have a shop with 16 drive-through bays, a typical parts counter, work center offices, a small classroom area, secondary shops with doors, a warehouse, parking areas, and parking areas for equipment and storage. An artist's rendering picture of that looks something like this. The section 12 in the upper right is the Driver Academy area. Building 8 there is the Decal and Graphics Center, if you're putting decals onto your truck or decals onto trailers. Building 4 there is Engine and Transmission Service Training. Building 3 would be driveline, cab, and chassis training, for instance. I'd call your attention to buildings 4 and 8, so you can see that they have large roll-up doors for them in order to get equipment in and out. I want you to remember that when we talk about the training center. One of the options that someone would have is for advertising purposes, for a donation to the work center. The work center could be put with your name on a sign out front, or we could look at any one of the buildings having a particular organization's name on it in return for a donation. The training center will have office buildings, a clothing and uniform store, 40 training classroom modules, and 9 dormitories which can support 675 students. A module will be able to handle 4 classrooms. This particular picture shows the front elevation and the rear elevation of a module of 4 classrooms. In the upper, you can see a typical mantle above a door that would be used for students and staff entering. And on the lower side, you see the typical roll-up doors that allow us to get tractors, trailers, and other equipment into the facility. This picture shows a floor plan. It's fairly simple. It's a wide open area that can be set up to the needs of whoever wants to do training. It's been rotated 90 degrees. The front doors are on the left, the roll-up rear doors on the right. Each classroom is 40 foot wide by 60 feet long. It has its own bathrooms and a 10 by 10 office. Should a donor choose to lease this for a year or longer, the floor would have their logo installed on it, much as you would have on a basketball court or on an ice hockey rink, and names would be put on the front entrances as well. Should you choose to lease an entire room for a period of time, we can look at additional classroom functionality, audiovisual equipment that may be needed to support the kind of training that you want to do there. The student housing, the first year we expect to have 1 dorm constructed and be able to support 75 students. Each year we will construct 2 additional dorms to be able to support 150 additional students each year. Full construction of the initial housing will be done at the end of year 5, when we'll have 9 dorms and be able to support 675 students. I've been graduated from my college for 40 years now, and even though it's an urban campus in Cambridge for MIT, it is still undergoing construction and new developments. I would expect this campus to be similarly under construction probably for many years in the future. An important aspect of the training we want to provide is working together with industry to make sure that the training that's provided on campus meets the certified trainings that the industry recognizes and the academic training that's needed to access funds from the government and loans. We're looking at several different organizations to partner with, one of which is the National Automotive Technicians Education Foundation, which handles the Automotive Service Excellence, the ASE designation. APICS is the American Production and Inventory Control Society, which handles certification of logistics personnel. The Professional Truck Driver Institute, PTDI, handles training for drivers and driver trainers. We also will be looking at providing certification and training outreach to high school students and others off campus through visual training. 2 organizations that we're looking closely at for this is Electude on the left and NEPRIS on the right. I've shown just a couple of small pictures here and words taken from their websites. I encourage you to go to their websites and see what types of opportunities we have to reach out especially to the next generation of people, as well as people who are elsewhere in the industry and can't make it to the campus for training, to give them some level of exposure to our industry. The Patriots Village, every campus has to have some areas for meals, for visitors, and for entertainment. So the Patriots Village will have a hotel, a chapel for spiritual education, a cook's house, a barbecue pit, amphitheater, outdoor eating area, a coffee house before tests, and a brewery tavern after the tests, when it's time to celebrate having passed. I skipped over Mary White's gallery intentionally. Mary White is an artist who has decided to use this area for a gallery of hers. She's in the process of developing paintings of veterans from each of the 50 states. My understanding is she has completed 28 paintings already, so she still has quite a few more to go. And I look forward to sharing with you in a future presentation some of the works that she has accomplished. This is an artist rendering of the Patriots Village, a little over 3 acres in size. The chapel and other areas there for people to enjoy. The amphitheater in the lower left, student housing in the upper left, classroom modules at the top, food, and the pub in the lower right-hand section, and Mary White's gallery in the middle. Because we'll be working with students as well as with military vets, it's going to be important to have some place to have physical education and physical release, as well as for certain types of vets with disabilities, an opportunity for therapy. So the Rehabilitation Center will have a swimming pool, basketball courts, training facilities, an outdoor track and field area, and some capability for physical therapy services. This slide shows some typical pictures of what a outdoor track would look like, what an interior of a gym would be like, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a weight training center in the bottom right, and in the lower left, an area for rehabilitation for military vets with disabilities. Surrounding the campus will be an 18-inch wide concrete footing on which we will be able to build a wall of bricks that provide a memorial and a testament to people who have served in the military and perhaps other opportunities you might have for honoring somebody. The bricks are being built with the help of the American College of the Building Arts students and is coordinated through the Colonial Williamsburg Bricks Company. You can buy a single brick for $75, or if you choose, you could reserve an entire section that is 10 foot wide and holds 300 bricks. So for instance, a large company like Daimler Trucks or Navistar, Volvo, or PACCAR might want to reserve a section. One of the Tier 1 suppliers, Wabco, Bendix, a trailer manufacturer, Great Dane, Utility, Wabash, or perhaps a trade association such as one of the trucking associations across the country might want to purchase an entire section so that all of their honorees are together in a single place. As I said, the idea for this started a little over 15 months ago by Preston Harrison, who's been in our industry for many years. He spent the first year getting these artist rendering pictures together, traveling around the industry, talking to people, and lining up some of our first donations. In the first half of this year, planning got into a little bit more urgent level. We're going to the Zoning Commission in early August, and we're planning a groundbreaking ceremony on September 9th in order to begin construction of all of these facilities. So we'll be getting the government approvals. Land was purchased in May, so it's already there and ready to go. We're continuing to do contract negotiations with the many builders that are going to be involved in construction of the student housing, the development of the site, the Patriots Village, the Training and Work Center. So construction will begin in the second half of this year, and as I said earlier, will probably continue for decades to come. In parallel, we'll be doing development of the training and selecting those people that will make use of the facilities for their training. Off-site, we will hope to begin some training in the first half of 2017, and then once we have occupancy permits in place in the second half of 2017, we'll be able to have the training center open and do training on campus. Also in the second half, we expect the work center to open, and it'll be the beginning of the year 2018 before the Patriots Village and the Rehabilitation Center are open. We're looking for your help in making this a reality. And honestly, we need your time in order to help develop the curricula and make sure we've got certified courses and jobs for these people when they graduate from this training. We're looking for your talent in providing leadership in board positions, advisory positions, and in curricula development. And I'll be honest, we're also looking for some of your treasure to make this happen. As all of us know, somebody might offer free shipping, but all of us in the transportation industry know somebody is paying for that free shipping. So some opportunities we've identified to date are for you to buy a brick or a section of bricks. You could lease a single classroom for an extended period of time, or you could lease a module of 4 classrooms if you have enough training to sponsor. You could provide for scholarships for students to handle purchase of tools for their trade, to purchase their fees for training, or to help them with student housing. You could sponsor a dormitory. You could sponsor the work center and have your name emblazoned on it someplace. We're talking with companies such as 3M to help with materials for body repair, something that's not gotten great attention apparently in our industry. Snap-on Tool has been known to support people in other organizations. There are many other tool companies as well and people in our industry that will be asked to participate in making this a reality. And finally, we do need your help in making sure that what will distinguish us from other applications is that the curricula that we develop will be the training of items that you know need to be happening in our industry on real-world trucks. We don't want people to complete their training and then have to basically go through another 2 years of on-the-job training. I myself went to a training when I was in college where I was cooperative, and I did 2 terms working at General Electric Research and Development. I would highly recommend anybody going to college to do that, and that's what we're going to see with the National Transportation Center, is real-world, hands-on opportunity to work with transportation vehicles and transportation issues. So thank you for your opportunity. I look forward to seeing your name emblazoned on many places at the National Transportation Center, and we will have updates to this as they become available. Thank you.